All right, we're going to do a quick tire install here with the Dunlop MX3S front on my Husky. The rim lock is right here. I've already inspected everything. I put about a teaspoon, tablespoon, something like that, baby powder in the tire. I've already kind of pre-aired the tube up just enough to take shape where it's not all flimsy flopsy, and put it in there. Already stuffed it in, so we're gonna throw it on right fast. Spring is right around the corner. Can't wait to get out and get some more riding in. Springtime's always one of my favorite times to ride. I love riding anytime, but spring's always extra special because the dirt has that something in it. It's got that magic in it. It's been wet and frozen all winter, and then you open it up. Okay, so take valve stem. First thing we want to do, push it through. Hole in the rim. Find your nut. Get it started on. I don't have it quite in there, quite far enough to get started. There. And this one, the rim lock is right next to the stem. But you're always going to start with the stem anyway. Put the stem in, get your nut on there at least a third of the way. A half is pretty good. And then I'm pushing that rim lock in with one hand. And then I'm looking in there to make sure I don't get the tube underneath it, but get the lip of the tire underneath it and tuck it in. It's a up motion. Not this way and not that way. Right, kind of 45. Get it in there like that. And I'm going to stand on the stand, 1 foot. Hold it there with my hip. Or maybe my thigh, more or less my thigh, not necessarily my hip. Grab a bite of it, and I'm always gonna pick up a little bit when I put the spoon in, so I don't scratch my nice rims. There's one side down. Then at this point, I always kind of give that rim lock a little bit of work, just to verify again that it's not caught up under there. And the stem is sitting there. I kind of shake it around, get that stem. Make sure it's nice and straight up. Okay. Just give it a little work all the way around. Grab a little bit more of this. Okay. Nice layer. A little more than just wet. You know, you want to leave a little behind there because it's drying from the get-go. It's trying to dry up as you go. So you want a nice little layer there. If it's got chunks laying around, it ain't gonna hurt nothing, leave it there. Don't worry about it, it ain't no big deal. So second side, we got rim lock. Put it at 9 o'clock, and then just imagine 12 o'clock and work that piece of the tire. Bring it over here to you. On the front, you can usually just do this. On a rear, you might actually need a spoon to do it. Fronts are pretty easy. Put your rim lock in there. And then just like the other side, kind of give it a little lift. Work it over. I'm taking fairly good sized bites, but really, if it's your first time or maybe your first couple dozen times, just go 2 or 3 spokes at a time, maybe 4 spokes. Okay, now I'm at the rim lock, and what you want to do here is you want to go about 2 spokes past the rim lock, and then hold the rim lock in with one hand and get it. You hear that pop? That means it sat in there. Now, this last 10 inches is always the toughest. It's pulling down on it. So to counteract that, you pull up. All right? A little bit like that. Take your time. Yep. That was a good one. Now, even I can get in a super hurry. If I'm at a race and I've only got 4 motos between my moto and the next one and have a flat, or just want to change from soft to intermediate or intermediate to hard, even I can scratch one. Just because I'll be in such a hurry. I'd rather make it to my moto rather than worry about a scratch on my rim. So there's that, okay. Still, give that rim lock another little bit of work. Give this valve core a little bit of work. Make sure it's not bound up feeling. Okay, and then feel it all the way around. Feels pretty good. Sorry about that squeak. Then I carry one of these. I get no support from Home Depot or nothing, but I picked it up at Home Depot. Pretty sweet. I just take a charged battery with me. It'll do dozens of tires. So I just make sure I grab a fresh battery. I got plenty, 3 or 4 batteries. The digital gauge is off a little bit for us because we just run so low in that range. I mean, this thing will read all the way to 100 PSI. So you can't expect it to be perfect at 1 and at 100. So if you take it to about 16 works out to about 14, and that's all it takes to get it to beat up because it was so well lubricated. It beat it up at, 13, 14 pounds. So we're going to clean it. We can pressure check it. I think I just actually made the rim nut fall off. Just cleaning it. No big deal. So now it's time to tighten that. Check the pressure. You just get a feel for that. I'm sure there's a torque spec for that, but I don't know what it is. If I had to guess, I'd say 20, 30 foot-pounds. There you go, 13 and a half, 13.2 right there, boom. Already beat it up, ready to ride. So, hope you guys are having a great rest of your winter and getting ready for spring, ready to do a lot of riding. Thanks.